Hi everyone, Marcia here from Do You Salute. Welcome to my 2021 bullet journal setup. So the year's pretty much over and it's time to start afresh and new and say goodbye to 2021. So this year, or for the first half of 2021, I decided to go with Maisie Lane, primarily because it's personalized, and I decided to do un artiste au travail, sorry for the horrible accent, which means an artist at work in French. It's from one of my favorite writers, Albert Camus, his book called Jonas and the Artist at Work. Okay, so in the second half of 2020, I did a theme for the rest of the year, which was art and the artists that inspire me. So each month was dedicated to a particular artist, and I'll link those journals down below. And I decided for 2021, the theme for my bullet journal for the whole entire year is going to be travel. Yeah. So if you didn't know, outside of bullet journaling, or actually my origins in this YouTube world, is I was originally a travel blogger, but the pandemic happened and I've been stuck at home in New York for the whole year. Really got my travel bug on max, so I decided I'm not sure how the year is going to be for 2021, but I can still try and travel or revisit some of the places that I adored through my bullet journal. So each month will be dedicated to a place that I've traveled to, and I decided to do all of the spreads dedicated to something or inspired by something travel related. So we're starting off with Welcome to Fabulous 2021. This is from the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. I visited Las Vegas a couple of times. The most recent time was November 2019 for a work trip, and I had so much fun. It was one of the most memorable trips that I've had. So I decided to kind of start the year off with something epic. That vacation, well, it wasn't really a vacation, it was a work trip. But I worked hard and played even harder during this trip. And I figured that this would be a great way to welcome 2021, to kind of just have the same ethics that I had at the trip. I worked hard and partied hard and had such a great time, kind of worn my body down a little bit. By the end of the trip, I had lost my voice, my ankle was swollen, I couldn't walk, and I was just a hot mess. But I had so much fun, and I'm hoping that 2021 will be lots of fun, even if there are some things thrown at me. So the word of the year for me for 2021 is also create. So I decided to do a little create in stamps. Now, I wanted to say goodbye to 2021. So it went too quickly, but I did this tribute to my Brooklyn origins, where when you leave Brooklyn, New York, there's a sign saying, "Leaving Brooklyn, forget about it." So I decided to do leaving 2021, leaving 2020, forget about it, because I don't know about you, but I'm ready to just forget about 2020. So for the year at a glance, I just pre-printed the calendar instead of having to write it individually, and then printed it on craft paper from Archer and Olive's B5 notepad, and then sticked it onto my journal instead of having to write it. So this spread here is going to be a list of the themes for 2021. I've already put each country that I visited in a Wheel of Fortune type thing, and had it randomly select which themes would be for which month. So I will fill that out. The next thing now that I'm working on is my future log. I decided to do board passes for the future log. So each boarding pass is going to be a month, and one side has the month calendar, and then the other side of the boarding pass is going to be whatever events that I have for the month. Again, I pre-printed each month's calendar and sticked it because I really didn't have time to be writing each month's individual days. And I think it looks neater this way too. Okay, so this next spread is the Where in the World Is It spread. Sometimes I hide things so well that I can't find it, or I donate some outfit or clothing and then I'm like looking for it. So I'm just writing down what I missed, what I ordered, and if I found it. So this spread here is my art school spread. I'm new to bullet journaling, I'm new to art, and there are some techniques and things that I find that I'm lacking in. So each month I want to spend some time concentrating on a special type of technique or something, and I decided to just use this page to kind of keep track or guide what I want to do for each month. So for example, one month I would plan on dedicating to watercolors. Another month would be dedicated towards shading, because I'm not really understanding the idea or the concept of where light hits things for shade. Another one would be like shadows. Another one would probably be like face doodles and hands. Probably not hands, that's way too advanced, but you get the point. Blending, calligraphy or lettering. So each month I plan on dedicating to a different art technique for my own special art school. The next spread is books to read. So I decided to do little postcards for the books to read. I'm not sure if this spread will be for half of the year or for the whole entire year. I used to be an avid reader, but as I got more interested in journaling, photography, blogging, I haven't had that much time to read, and I really want to go back to it. And there are a couple of big books that I want to read, like Don Quixote. So some books may take a while to finish. So the idea is to do at minimum a book a month, but if it's a bigger book, it may take 2 or 3 months, like Don Quixote and Life the User's Manual by George Perec. Okay, so I used to do vision board parties with my Alliance sisters, and I haven't really done it this past year, and we're thinking of trying to do it again. But this page will just be a sample of my bullet journal's version of a vision board. So I'm thinking of just writing words and goals and things that I want for myself for 2021, like getting my driver's license, finally finishing my yoga teacher certification, writing a short story, maybe doing a short film, perhaps. Just whatever dreams I have, I'm just planning on putting it in there. Next, now this compass is going to be my goals page. So I'm separating it into sections of 4. So each section will be a special category, like personal goal, career goal, maybe finance or health fitness goal. I haven't really decided exactly what yet, but that's what that's for. And then I like to break down my goals by quarter. So for the first half of the year, I have quarter 1 or Q1 and quarter 2, Q2. And the plan is to do Q3 and Q4 in the other bullet journal that I'll be using for the second half of the year. Okay, so now we are at I'm not even sure what word to say for this. This part, I got super overzealous with this spread. So I got this idea of creating a book within a book from Elizabeth from Plant-Based Bride. And I decided to do a self-care passport. So I cut the pages in the bullet journal, and as I was doing it, I kind of felt like, oh my goodness, I regret this. Why did I do it? And although it looks really nice, I still at times look at my bullet journal and kind of regret doing it. But I'm super happy with how it turned out. So the paper that I sticked on to the background is from a scrapbook paper that I got from Michael's years ago that I just never used, and I decided why not make use of the paper. So how this idea for my self-care passport is going to work. The first couple of pages in the book, I'm going to do the declaration of Salut, which is going to be like a letter to myself of the importance of taking care of myself, kind of like how American Passport has, I think it's the Declaration of Independence. This is really bad. I'm such a big Constitution and Declaration of Independence person, and I'm growing blank right now. But yeah, so I'm having my Declaration of Salut, where I write down a list of things that I need to make sure that I do to take care of myself. And then I also I plan on putting in a tidy home routine, which is just basically a schedule of doing things around the house, and then a hair care routine because I recently cut my hair and it takes a lot of effort in order to make sure I take good care of it. And then January through December, the plan is to use special stickers that I'll show you later. Each time I do a self-care item, I just take the sticker and stick it into the book, kind of like you would do the visa is sticked into the passport. And just like you get this rush, you want as much stamps in your passport, visiting as many countries as possible. The goal for me here is to try to get as much stamps in the passport, which means it's kind of like a way to encourage me to do more self-care. So I liked the idea. I probably should have just done 6 months for this half and then try to recreate something different next month, but it's done. It is what it is. I have to stick with this for the next 6 months, and I like it. Okay, it's time for the final flip through. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. Please be sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification button for notifications of the videos. So without further ado, salute!